let's get into our cards. This is a channel for divine messages. Um, right now, I'm using oracle cards. I am practicing tarot. So eventually, I will be incorporating more tarot cards in here. So let's start with our numerology guidance cards. So, number of the day. Let's go. Divine source energy, guys of the highest white light. Ooh, ancestors of the highest white light. I'm not going to take that. Not yet. Um, Please give us one card for the collective, one card that would be most beneficial. Most beneficial. Okay. Mhm. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I should have showed you this before I shuffled, but this card came out um, like 2 days ago or so. We have been talking, this channel is mostly about manifesting what you want to bring into this world. At the bottom of the deck is manifestation. And number two is the actual card that came out. Um, this is patience, and this orange is about the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is right below your navel, and it is where you create from. So, what are you creating? What are you manifesting? And from 143 on the clock, I love you. That's what it means from the universe for me. I hope that that's how you see it as well. So, what are you creating? And when you are creating this, to have patience while you're creating this. I saw two on the clock. Two is about balance. Stay balanced. You know, while you're manifesting what you need to manifest. When you're manifesting things, you want to hold that thought. You want to hold the vision of what you're trying to create. And then, know that naturally things have a gestation, just like nature, when women are giving birth, they're not giving birth in one single day. It takes 9 months, sometimes a little bit more to create that life. So that's kind of intuitively what I'm getting. Let's get into number two, patience. Um, Here we go. This card indicates a time to stop and enjoy the present moment, as nothing more can be done to achieve the outcome you desire. Rather than take action, you're being asked to elevate your progress and clarify your dreams, with which will help you manifest them sooner. I love that it's also touching on manifestation. As I said, the bottom of the deck was manifestation, and the card that came out was patience, having patience with your manifestations. Um, this card also indicates a need to take your time and pace yourself instead of making hasty plans and decisions. So take time to plan out what you are trying to create. Um, Create solid foundations. Hi, Patrick. Hello. Nice to meet you guys. So, I'm going to continue reading. Let's go. Failure to do so could result in stress and disappointment. This is an opportunity to focus all your energy and attention on visualizing your dreams, as opposed to pushing against obstacles standing in your way. Surrender that outcome to the universe and get on with living your life. So when you're making a manifestation, you don't want to, keep checking on the manifestation. Like, for example, you planted the seed, the idea, the plan, and you put it in the ground, right? You're not going to keep digging and seeing if the plant is growing. It's never going to grow if you do that. What you want to do is let it, be under the ground, just and let it start growing on its own, and it'll start showing itself. The opportunities will come in, you know, the roads will open, the blockages will unblock, you know. Um, that's what you want to do when you're creating a manifestation. You don't want to also create this energy of like desperation. Desperation will not get you what you want. And desperation is coming from a lack, like wishing, I wish this would happen. Like you want to say it is. You want to speak it into the universe. You want to, plan it out. Do your due diligence. Do the work that you need to do, and continue on with your works. And then eventually it will flower. It'll bloom into something bigger, better, or exactly what you want, or something even better. Okay. So surrender the outcome to the universe and get on with living your life. Allow things to come into fruition in divine order and timing. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythms and cycles of your life. Cycles that encourage you to be patient and still. Stillness is key to receiving clear and accurate guidance, and patience will help you attract the outcome you desire. So here's an affirmation that comes with that. I patiently trust and surrender the outcome to the divine. Okay, that is, and then 3 is right next to that: creativity, more of that sacral energy, to use your creative forces, your creative thoughts to bring into fruition what it is that you want out of life. Okay, so that is our number card of the day, number 2. And then I will do straight out of these cards, the law of attraction cards. This goes along very well with what we're just talking about. So we're going to pull an affirmation card from the deck: Divine Source Energy, Guides of the Highest White Light, Ancestors of the Highest White Light. Please give us one card for the daily collective, one card that would be most beneficial. 2, 3. Okay. Oh, that's 2. Whoa. Okay. One card, Spirit. One card that would just pop out. Okay, awesome. I divide each day into segments of intentions. So before I read the back of this card, I divide each day into segments of intentions. This is giving, when you're planning out your day, okay, what are you going to do for this block of time? Are you going to relax for this chunk of time? Are you going to study a certain subject at this time? How are you going to spend your day? Plan it out with intention. Okay, so let's read the card. The point from which you are consciously perceiving that point is a segment. Your day may be divided into many segments. For example, today I went to the gym. I had a specific segment time, an hour allocated to me working out. Um, and then I had a time to work on school stuff. I had a time to work on, you know, myself. I have time to hang out with family. So your day may be divided into many segments. It is not necessary to have rigid schedule of segments, but it is important that you clearly identify when you are moving from one segment of intention into another segment of intentions. Exactly. So, if you like calendaring, calendar out your day, um, you know, and keep a track of how you're spending your time. Sometimes we can be on social media, scrolling, or and liking and all this stuff, and before you know it, 3-4 hours have gone by, and you've kind of moseyed away, and and dilly dallied your time away, which is quite important to keep that focus. Okay. All right. So moving on to the Starseed Oracle cards. Starseeds, you know who you are at this point. And if you are not, if you don't understand what a starseed is, please look it up. Likely, if you understand what a star seed is, you're probably one, because something made you look that up. So one, two, three. Cancel clear all negative energy. Cancel clear all previous energy. Divine source energy. Guides of the highest white light. Ancestors of the highest white light. Please give us one card for the daily collective. One card that would be most beneficial. Oh, wow. Okay. Speaking of star seeds, child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. I love that statement. Um, I want to share something so with you. When you believe that you are intelligent, that the intelligence of the universe is within you, and you tell yourself this and you believe this, guess what? You can achieve anything that you put your mind to. I remember 11:11 on the clock. I remember being a student who didn't believe in herself, who had low self-esteem, though I had big ambitions and wanted so badly to succeed in school. Try as I might, I was failing a lot of the times, getting straight Fs for semesters on semesters end, um, until I, had a breakthrough with myself where I focused on loving myself, focused on talking to myself in the mirror. 11:43, I love you from the universe. I love you too, universe. You know, and speaking words of life and affirmation to myself about myself, um, and understanding that no matter what I've done wrong, no matter um, anything I've said, anything I've done, that spirit loves me unconditionally, and spirit just wants me to succeed just as much as you want to succeed. So you have to believe in yourself, you have to love yourself unconditionally, and then from there, a well of success flows. I am proof that that is true. um, I just got into my acupuncture program that I've failed to get into twice, two times. Third time was the charm for me. um, I've gone from straight F's to straight A's. um, I considered myself, a late bloomer, but now that I think about it, I'm blooming in divine timing. So if you're feeling left behind, if you're feeling like you haven't, got anything done, but you have that desire to accomplish things for yourself, please don't give up on yourself. I have the motto that says, never give up on yourself. In fact, like one of these days I will share my graduation cap, which I beautifully decorated with the words "never give up," and I have a lovely, cute, well, interesting story that goes with creating that graduation cap, and that I will show you. It's deep under my bed right now, so um, maybe next time. So, child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Here we go. Let's go find this, and we're going to read this. Every one of us is a divine being. We are a divine spark. Um, this is why you must know your worth. The golden children. Child of the cosmos. There's there's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom. Oh my gosh, this is like literally coming together right now. And the tides and the seasons and when to come and go, that intelligence is within you too. It it was there before you drew your first breath. It was, and it will be there well beyond your last. What to do, where to do it, in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it is easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. For example, our cells, our body, breathing. Breathing is so easy for us, um, who are alive and well. We do breath work without even thinking about it. We're drawing breaths. Um, when we're walking, the way that our body is functioning, the digestive system, how much our blood, our heart is, gushing out every second, pumping. All of this is going on. How our brain is working and solving things and thinking without us having to put as much effort. That is intelligent design. you know so often we become disconnected from this pause so often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the patterns of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out ourselves, to rely on our own strength. My goodness, this to me is speaking of, all these things that are these, cells that are doing all these wonderful things. Hello. I just saw that. Hi there. All these things that our body is doing on its own. Um, you know, there's intelligent design after it. So when we feel like we gotta huff and puff and hustle, and it's this uphill battle, and we're carrying all this weight and worry. 1717 on the clock. For anybody who wants to check out, the number 1 is about new beginnings. Number 7 is about spiritual alignment, and then 1 and 7 make 8, abundance. Um, 1717 has probably its own meaning as well. You can chat GPT it, Google it, go ahead. But this is saying that you don't have to be alone at what this in life. When you're going towards your goals, you do not have to be alone. It's not just you versus the world. You can turn to spirit, do what it is that you can do, and then give the rest to God. Okay. um, you're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells. To remember, and I was just talking about that, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you can access all of that intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and the qualities there and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. So if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. You will bloom in your own time. So this in the bottom it says starseed inquiry. This is a question for the starseed to question themselves. How can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? You know, ask yourself, what burdens can you give to God, so that you may continue, and flow with life instead of going against yourself and feeling like, you know it's you against the world, and it's not. You have spirit, you have angels, you have your ancestors. Okay. Also, I have to congratulate myself. I have been put on the dean's list from a student who used to get F's a lot of the times, had to withdraw from courses and semesters, to being put on the dean's list. I'm so beyond proud of myself. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay. So for those of us who have healing work to do, um, I want to ask Archangel Raphael. Um, these are angel cards. What we need to hear to further, heal ourselves. All of us are in different stages of our healing. Some of us are in the beginning. Some of us have, are almost done with our healing. Some of us are in the middle. Um, so, divine source energy, guides of the highest white light, ancestors of the highest white light, cancel clear all negative energy, cancel clear all previous energy. Please give us one card for the daily collective, one card that is most beneficial. Okay. That one didn't come out. It was recovery, but let's see. Ooh, sheesh. Okay. I love this. Some of us might need alternative medicine. Um, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatments and modalities, and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for our well-being. Alternative medicine. I'm actually going to school to be a doctor of acupuncture Chinese herbal medicine. I got accepted to my dream school. I manifested this. This is something that I believe in. This is preventative medicine. So some of you might need, preventative care before surgery, or before you ingest chemicals. 2222 on the clock when I said that. Bringing your body back into harmony might be needed. Um, so alternative medicines are herbal medicines, acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine. There's chiropractics for setting the bones right. Um, what acupuncture is, scientifically, you're using these needles and you're pricking specific areas, and which sends a signal to your brain and allows healing to happen via the neurons, telling the white blood cells to go to that area, and then the body is so amazingly self-healing. It is not the practitioner that is healing you, it's your own body, but the practitioner is facilitating your body's healing mechanism. So some of you might need to invest in, you know, alternative medicine. I'm not a medical doctor. Check with your medical doctors, and also do your own research. Also, this page is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into the book and the reading of this particular card. Okay. Alternative medicine. This situation this situation calls for alternative treatment outside of conventional medicine. This treatment may be in conjunction with traditional care you're receiving. This card, excuse me, that's I'm belching confirmation. Okay, this card ask you to research different methods and options for healing. Archangel Raphael will guide your research, and you'll intuitively know the right direction in which to go. Possible specific meanings: the current treatment protocol isn't effective and it is possibly counterproductive. Seek a second opinion or alternative physicians. Learn a particular alternative healing method for yourself and others. Do some research about alternatives to your present healing path. So, So this is a message for somebody who's going through some deep, illness right now, that needs to hear this message. And there's a prayer that comes along with this card. Beautiful. Look at how wonderful Archangel Raphael is sending rainbow, beautiful, bright white light with a rainbow to heal that person's ailment. This looks like Reiki healing. If you've ever heard of Reiki healing, look into that healing modality. Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well-being. I'm also hearing massage. Some of you might need. We all need massages. I'm a massage therapist, um, and you know, the first time I've ever gotten a massage was during massage school, and from that day on, I've fell in love with it, and massage is part of my life now. Let's get into our next cards. Those of us in relationships, okay, whatever wants to come out, the most prominent energy of the collective. These these are wonderful relationship cards. Let's get into it. Divine Source Energy, Guides of the Highest White Light, Ancestors of the Highest White Light. Please give us one card for the daily collective, one card that would be most beneficial. Please give us one card for the collective. Okay. Thank you, Divine Source Energy. All right. Card 21, Freedom, came out. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibilities and potential, boundless expressions, and bold exploration. I'm doing a video. Just place it somewhere for me. Thank you so much. And close the door. Okay. Okay. So let's continue again. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibilities, potentials, boundless expression, and bold exploration. Okay, so this is the card close up. Let's get into the meaning. It for some reason, like when I look at it, it looks like a bumblebee to me. Do you guys see that? A bumblebee on a sunflower is what I'm picking up. That definitely feels like freedom to me. you know? All right, here we go. Affirmations. So the affirmation for this card is I am free. Freedom refers to a state of being able to change or move freely. It is associated with the physical flexibility with choice to move without constraints and limitations, with personal freedom, as in the right to express oneself. You know, is free to go from flower to flower and do what it wants to do and live its life. Um, in more esoteric contexts, it can be linked to our journey as a spiritual being in a physical body on earth, which is said to be the only place in the universe that is based on free choice. It means that the divine will not impose its will upon us, leaving us to our individual expressions and evolutions. We have the freedom to determine our own path and call on divine interventions only when we choose to. In the new energy and the multi-dimensional reality that is emerging, freedom covers an increasingly vast area of emerging of area of individual so let me read that an increasing vast area of individual and multidimensional expression ranging from innovative and original thoughts and solutions to existing situations to awareness and celebration of one's individual heritage and preferences. Many individuals are now aware of their experiences beyond this given lifetime and have access to the Akashic inherited. Akashic inherit. It's under your pillow. It's under your pillow. It's under your pillow. Akashic inheritance and are conscious of fluidity of true multidimensionality. As we learn how to access the quantum field, the unified field of unlimited potential, and as our understanding and mastery of how our thoughts and intentions create what shows up in our reality um, and our lives, our freedom is expanding beyond what what we ever thought was possible. This means that we must let go of definitions that blind us to a certain form of expression, a form or expression of anything in multidimensionality. It is an on it is an ongoing it is an ongoing flux and transformation. Somehow, for some, this for some, this go with the flow attitude comes naturally and it exists and is existing and liberating. For others, it creates great fear as we head into unknown and undefined um, territory. Um, so, and it's going to describe the image. So here's the image. Okay. Okay. To illuminate the totality of freedom, it is its activation doesn't come in one expression, although only two are represented here on two different cards. Um, Many more are possible and imaginable as our freedom to choose our own expression and destination is limitless, expanding in synchronized rhythm with our awakening consciousness. The image is based on a crop circle design. The intricacy, the intricacy of the crop circles demonstrates the undeniable fundamental knowledge of sacred geometry, as well as profound creativity and intelligence. Here, the crop circles design represents the complexity of multidimensionality of freedom, allowing us to choose what we want to see. Perhaps the spread out wing of our ability to move beyond the three-dimensional gravitational pull, or perhaps arms spread to the heavens as an indication of our joyous connection to the cosmos and source. While the pink and the gold freedom image might have an overall soft feel, its color represents both feminine and the masculine. Pink is associated with the divine feminine attributes of love, nurturing, stillness, and reciprocity, and with sweetness, tenderness, and care. Bright pink incorporates aspects of aliveness, excitement, high energy, and power. Gold symbolizes abundance, wealth, and power. It con- it is connected to the sun and the divine masculine, which is strong, focused, and active. These aspects help us bring our dreams and ideas into form. The blue freedom image might have an extraterrestrial feel to it, referring to our often off planet origin. In the diamond shaped around the outside indicates our connection to the earth planet. The color turquoise refers to the high heart and the place where the love of the heart and the communication of our throat comes to, towards comes together in in loving expression of truth and compassion. The light in both of the freedom activation indicates um, the input we receive from the cosmos and the output we offer in return. The ongoing dance between the universe and the the eternal soul that has the freedom to create its own experience. Okay, here we go. And then freedom in relationships. This is talking about uh, the freedom when you're in a relationship with someone. Um, what freedom looks like. Okay, a functional human desire is to have the freedom to stand on to uh, our own feet, the freedom to be able to make our own decisions about things that affect us, and the freedom to speak our authentic yeses and nos without fear. While all these things are challenging when we are considered single, um, only only have to maintain our autonomy and honesty towards our others. While all these things are challenging when we are considered single and only have to maintain our autonomy and honesty towards others who are, for instance, friends, family, relatives. It's a whole new game when we become romantically involved with another. Romantic aspects bring a new level of vulnerability, intimacy, and authenticity. While in friendship, our differences and uniquenesses are often associated with and considered exciting and and of great value to our relationship. But in our romantic encounters, these things can feel threatening, a sign of incompatibility. It would be good to realize that greatness can greatness contributions greatest that the greatest contributions, sorry about that, we can make our relationships. Let me say that again. It would be good to realize that the greatest contributions we can make to our relationships, all relationships, is our authenticity, originality, and honest expressions of our truest desires, fears, yeses, and nos. Our greatest evolution happens when we are pushed beyond our comfort zone, our limits, and our experience, our existing beliefs. When we gain the freedom to explore new territories, thoughts, paradigms, and are celebrated for having the courage to do so, relationships are exciting and an effective way for doing all of this. Beautiful. Okay, that was a long read. Um, all on how we express ourselves. We have the freedom to express ourselves. as we do. And relationships are a great way to challenge this freedom, and bring us closer. Okay, and that is it for the day. I appreciate you guys for listening. Tap to like, support, comment, subscribe. Have a great night.